all the sun's coming out. Good morning. Nope, it's good afternoon. I am in my car getting ready to leave, but I did want to, so this morning's meditation, was pretty interesting. It still continued on from this love theme, and I'm thinking it applies to me. I'm hoping, right? I mean, I know it does. And again, everything, looking at it, timeless, right? Not knowing exactly when, but just knowing that it will happen when it's supposed to. And so, but I was thinking about it some more. So, okay, first maybe I should explain this morning's tarot shuffle. So I had one card jump out. It was the Ace of Cups. And then, again, a good card, right? And so I'm thinking, what's the challenge with the Ace of Cups? And then, so I asked for clarification. 4 jumpers came out. The first one was the, gosh, I know I wrote it down. The first one, I want to say it was the 7 of Pentacles, and it had, yeah, it was the 7 of Pentacles, and it had the man, or the masculine, laying down with swords around him, like defeated, and the word was defeated. Maybe I should try to find those cards too, just to show those. I have it all with me. I'm getting ready to go do my first, here it is. Okay, so the Ace of Cups came up first. So it's really pretty, right? How Miss Vanessa drew it. Oh, it's 5 of Swords. So this was the next one. 5 of Swords, defeat. And so you see the masculine kind of defeated with all these swords, and then the feminine is like taking away the swords. And I interpreted as taking away because the pointy thing is away from her versus it being the opposite where she's going like that. So I figured, okay, she's helping to lift those swords off. Then the one right next to it was 8 of Wands. I've never seen, well, I mean, I saw it in the very beginning when I first looked at the deck, but the 8 of Wands, so it's definitely the feminine, and she's pushing out, like, I want to say it's love, the rainbow, through her hand, and she has all of these wands on her back, like arrows, and I can't tell if the arrows are coming towards her, or if she's pushing them out. But anyway, so the little booklet said it talked about like swiftness and making a decision. And so then the one at the bottom left was the Fool. And you guys will never guess what the last one was. The Sun. So again, I'm just like thinking, okay, these are all still good cards. Like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And so I was really tripped out about that, and really thinking about it, kept asking myself, why? It's kind of like yesterday's. So with my Oracle deck, I was still trying to understand why. And so I started writing down the questions, or the question to ask, so I can get a specific answer. And so I pulled out 2 cards. The one on the left is the logical response, and then the one on the right is the intuitive response. So the logical response was this one, potential. It's a really pretty card. And then the one on the right was reaction. So I read the little meaning, and it basically talked about how we all have the capacity to use our energy. We all have energy within us. It's just how we choose to use the energy, right? And so depending on, if we want to use our negative energy, so it talked about this potential in the outcome, really, the potential in the outcome. So I wrote down, how do I use my energy within, even my negative energy, and transforming it, right? Using whatever life sends me to my advantage, converting a possibility into a reality. Through grace and love, we continue to transform. As we release our hidden potentials, we create our destiny. These are all quotes from the Little Oracle book that just stood out for me. So again, creating our own destiny. Then it said, energy cannot be created or destroyed. All objects contain stored energy. There's potential in everything, in our memories, our hopes, our doubts, our strengths. How we use them is up to us. And then the other one, reaction. These are quotes again. An emotional reaction may have knocked things out of balance. Beneath the surface, things may have been off balance for some time. Respond with compassion, careful consideration, and awareness. Limiting emotions restricts access to the truth. The person who can only feel positive emotions does not recognize the villain. The person who only feels anger cannot accept love. So again, the whole polar opposites. If you're too much into the lovey-dovey stuff, you won't know when there's potential danger. And if you're too much on the villainy side, you won't know when something is pure and genuine. And so I thought that was just pretty amazing, because it kept talking about this whole polarity thing, right? And then it said, stepping away for a while will help bring clarity, as it requires balance and detachment. Let love be the catalyst for an enlightened outcome. Accepting my emotional self leads to being calm, composed, and blessed in every solution. Expecting to manage, control, or deny innate reactions out of existence is like continuously turning up the heat and being surprised when the water boils. So it's this this whole concept, right, of love and happiness and the desires of our hearts, and just this whole potential, because that really is what it is. It's this untapped potential, possibly, or if it does exist, it's in just, pockets. But so I was just reflecting on it, right, on a personal level. But then I was baking cookies, and I was listening to music, and then just got inspired, of course, by what I was listening. And where is it? Where did I write it? Oh, okay. So this whole concept, right, of love and happiness, it already exists. We all have this underlying desire for it. And sometimes when we don't have it within us, we try to look for it in other places, or we try to distract ourselves from feeling the loss, right? This lack mentality. And so the question that when I'm looking at those cards from a world perspective, like the feminine helping the masculine, and the feminine shining light through her hand and getting that ball rolling, right? And having to make swift decisions as things continue to unfold. Because, when you start a chain reaction, you start a chain reaction. It's all good and negative might come your way. And so it's really having to kind of, think on your feet and navigate quickly. The Fool, right, representing this leap of faith, almost, of taking a chance, and trying something new, trying something different, in order to reach the sun, in order to reach the outcome. And it all has this great potential, but only if we all put our part in it, right? Whether it's in a partnership with someone, the outcome, you can't have one person doing all the work. It has to be balanced. And even as a collective, right, we can't just expect that only certain people in power to do their part. We all have to really take ownership and accountability for our part in it, and how we use our energy in the places that we are every single day, and what that will look like for you, what it will look like for me. Again, it's this whole concept of just living a little more intentional, with a little more purpose, with a little more awareness of what's going on around me. And so really that's the challenge with an Ace of Cups. It's just, how are you going to allow this love and happiness to overflow? This, because that's what it was, what it defined it as. I forgot, I didn't write it down. Did I write it down? I just remember love and happiness kind of stood out. So we have the potential to make positive ripples around us wherever we are in the world. And everything is based on this: how are we going to react? How are we going to act, and how are we going to react to the situations that unfold in front of us, right? And that, this is not anything new. This is so not anything new. I mean, it's in movies. You know, we see it in movies. We see it in stories, books. And it's all this, I don't know. I mean, it just, I think I wanted to highlight that. Challenge number 2, COVID challenge number 2. How are you going to define that Ace of Cups for yourself? And the thing is, like, and that's just for one person, but imagine if, like, everybody, as a collective, was able to define what that Ace of Cups would look like, right? What would that sun at the end of the tunnel look like? Where it's this, not the same, but just where it's just spread out across all over, I guess. Just, and it's not this whole, like, again, labels, right? When people are just like, what is it, communism, or is it communism? What's the same? I don't know. I'm not into politics, but you know, this idea of socialism. That's what it was. Socialism. And it's just, I think, one, do you even know what that means? Because I don't. I need to look it up. 2, what is wrong with everyone having access to the basic needs, the things that as a collective we all need to survive, that we all need to thrive on? Because if my basic needs are met, then I'm going to be able to give more of myself, right? And without an expectation. In therapy, there's this Maslow's hierarchy of needs triangle, and it stresses how important the basic needs really need to be met. You know, sense of security, safety, food, shelter, basic stuff, in order to be able to move up the hierarchy in that triangle. And the top one is self-actualization, right? I mean, again, it's all around us, and I just think we're just so blinded, we're just so unaware. There's just so many opportunities, really, I think, that we miss on a day-to-day level, where we can use our positive energy, where we can work on feeling the discomfort within ourselves, you know, work on our own healing for other people, so that we can go out into this world and make a positive impact. And whether it's for one person, I mean, for one person, you can change their lives dramatically, for that one person, right? In social work, there's this beautiful poem. I don't even think it's in social work, but it's used often in social work. This concept of the starfish, right? The little boy is walking down the beach, and there's a bunch of starfish along the shoreline, and he's picking up each starfish and he's throwing them back in the water. And then there's this older man who comes, and then he asks him, and what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm throwing starfish back in the water. And the old man's like, silly boy, like, you're never gonna get through all of them. Like, what difference is it gonna make? And then he picks up the starfish, the one he has in his hand. He's like, it made a difference to this one. He throws it back in the water. So it just, again, this concept of, yeah, we may not be able to See, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to think that way. I think we can. I think it's just, oh, look, the clouds are moving. Such a pretty way. Well, I mean, you can't look, but I don't even know if it would capture it. The sunshine coming through after the storm. I don't know if you guys are able to see, really, how beautiful that looks. Oh my goodness. That's just so gorgeous. What was I saying? Squirrel moment. I think if we all were to be able to define what that looks like for all of us, I think, you know, we might have something there. I don't know. This could totally be like crazy EV talk. I'm hungry, it's lunchtime. Could be that too. But I really felt like I needed to say that before I head out, before I forget. So, today was a long, it rained today. It's just a beautiful, I love it when it rains. I love the fall weather. I hope you guys are warm and cozy and doing well. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.